and welcome to Brand X Reviews. Today I'm going to be doing a quick look at the Casino Royale soundtrack, which has been released for the first time on LP. I live in the UK. This got released yesterday, as far as I'm aware. It was the 7th of August 2020. Released by MOV Music on vinyl as part of their At the Movies range. Funnily enough, the same day that was released, this was re-released, same label obviously, and up till recently, if you wanted this, I think I was looking at prices of about £80 odd for this, which is ridiculous. I wouldn't have paid that, but I managed to get this due to the re-release for a much more reasonable price. So it was a good day yesterday anyway, both came on the same day, 7th of August. So anyway, onto this soundtrack for Casino Royale. I'll get into the actual record of it, but as you can see here from the label, there's some information. If I can get the focus right. Obviously, David Arnold did the score to this, and this was the 4th score from memory that he did. I say from memory, I know it is, because I know these things backwards, but he did the first James Bond score that he worked on back in '97 with Tomorrow Never Dies. That was the second Pierce Brosnan film, and from memory he got the job for that because he'd done this album called Shaken and Stirred, which was a collaboration between him and a lot of contemporary artists at the time, such as Iggy Pop, Propellerheads, Pulp, where they did colour versions of old James Bond themes. And I think because he really brought something new whilst having kind of one foot in the past to the table, that was ideal really for what the Bond producers were looking for in terms of actually scoring a future film. So from that point on, he kind of became the new John Barry, I guess, of the James Bond franchise for a few years anyway. So he did the last 3 of the Pierce Brosnan ones. So from '97 he did Tomorrow Never Dies, '99 The World Is Not Enough, and he actually collaborated on the actual theme for that film with Garbage as well. And then in 2002, Die Another Day, although he didn't collaborate with Madonna for the theme for that, it kind of stood out like a sore thumb. But then in 2006, I think everything kind of came together for this film. It was like a really good merging of great talent and everything, because he did the first of the Daniel Craig movie scores, this Casino Royale. Got Chris Cornell, who was a great singer, to do the theme, and he collaborated with him on that, which meant that the actual theme of the song is incorporated into the actual score of the film, which is always great when they do that in Bond films. So it was a really good score, and it was something different to what he'd done with the previous 3 films. So it's probably my favourite film is Casino Royale, that and Skyfall maybe. Now, we did do one score after this, and that was Quantum of Solace, but he didn't do any after that. I believe it was because Sam Mendes was working with somebody else for Skyfall, and at the time, back in 2012, I think David Arnold was doing something for the 2012 Olympics in London, so he was too busy. That's what I heard. I don't know quite how accurate that is. But anyway, that's a bit of context anyway about who David Arnold was, and a brief overview of his involvement with the James Bond soundtrack franchise. So really glad to get this anyway. I haven't opened it yet, so let's have a look. So it's a limited edition of 2,000 numbered copies on translucent blue vinyl. It's obviously the soundtrack. Obviously, first time it's been available, and it includes a movie poster, and it's on 180 gram audiophile vinyl, which just means it's got a little bit more density to it, I guess. It's not an exact science, it doesn't necessarily make it better, but it can do. So anyway, yeah, kind of going in and out of focus here, I'm sorry about that. So let's have a look at the back of the thing. Similar artwork to what was on the CD that came out back in the day. This is your track list. There is an expanded version of this soundtrack that you can get. I do own a copy of that separately, but a separate issue. And obviously you've got your limited edition numbering there as well. So each one is individually numbered. So anyway, that's that. Let's have a look at the thing. Obviously with these MOV records, they come with these stickers as well. So you can, it's kind of difficult to get into these sometimes, but at least you know it's safe. Anyway, I'll just put it on pause one moment. So now we've taken the thing out of the plastic cover there, so let's have a quick look inside. Now this one actually opens gatefold style like this. So this is the inside artwork. Have a quick look there. Scan over this, that's your information. It doesn't actually have the track like the original soundtrack didn't for the Chris Cornell theme, You Know My Name. That appeared on Chris Cornell's own album that came out about 6 months later. It was a pretty good album, that. I can't remember the name of it now because my mind's gone blank. No, it was called Carry On, that was it. A lot of people didn't like that album, but I really did, to be honest. I pretty much liked everything that Chris Cornell's put out. Big fan. So when he did the theme for this, it was a really great moment. Anyway, so some of the stuff's in here. I'm going to have to pause it again so we can take this stuff out. So here we have the actual record itself. This is a look at the label, and it's very similar on the other side. Obviously, it's translucent blue, so you can see through the thing, obviously. This is the inner sleeve. Interesting artwork there. Very kind of glossy and shiny, as you can see. Then you've got this here as well. Those are the track listings. And then the actual poster itself, I had to lay this out on the ground. It's quite big. The size of the thing, obviously, just for contrast, you can see that is quite a big poster. Really nice, though. So I don't know if I'll actually do anything with that. I've got a lot of stuff on my wall already, walls. Well, I have one thing on my wall there, but around the house I've got lots of things, so I don't know if I'll have room to put this up, but still appreciate that being in there. So, but obviously that's just one of the records. Let's have a look at the other one. So the other record is, as you can see here, I haven't taken the thing out because it's very much similar to the other one. It does leave paper flakes. You kind of get this. It's a bit annoying that you get this with records. It just kind of goes with the territory, I guess. You can replace inner sleeves. These ones aren't too bad. They are card, as you can see here, but yeah, you still get like paper flakes every now and again, no matter how you try to avoid it when you use this kind of material. So that's that, and on the other side, very similar to the other one. There you go. So, really nice thing that they've put together here. I don't want to kind of ramble on too much about it because I've kind of carried on a bit already. But yeah, really happy with this. I got this off Amazon on a pre-order for about £25. I didn't particularly want to use Amazon because of all the kind of monopolisation, I guess, that they've had in recent times with shops being shut and so on. I did manage to get this one off a private seller off eBay, which I was happier to do. Obviously, for context, this had the same day release, but this one was just significantly cheaper than anywhere else, so I managed to snap this one up before the price went up. If it goes up, presumably it will. So I'm really happy there as a James Bond soundtrack collector, especially as being a big fan of the Daniel Craig ones as well. I think he's probably my favourite Bond, to be honest. I don't know, I do like Sean Connery, but I just think the Daniel Craig ones just really kind of worked for me a lot more. Obviously I have the Skyfall soundtrack. I think I've done a separate review of this one. There's a few different versions of this that you can get. That's the one that I've got there for Skyfall. And Spectre as well, I've got that one. It was Thomas Newman that did the score for these two films that were directed by Sam Mendes. Whereas David Arnold did the scores for Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace. Quantum of Solace doesn't currently have a record release as far as I'm aware. I don't know if there's quite a demand for it because that film wasn't quite as well received, despite the fact that I thought it was perfectly good, but I understand people didn't, so whatever. Then next, the fifth film, whenever the hell that comes out, is being scored by Hans Zimmer, which will be quite interesting because you do wonder, is it going to be kind of, as much as I love Hans Zimmer, is it going to be his usual kind of thing that he does, or will it really stand out as an actual Bond soundtrack, or will it be more of a generic Hans Zimmer soundtrack? I say that as if that's a negative thing. A generic Hans Zimmer soundtrack is a great soundtrack, but if this is James Bond, it needs to be a Bond thing first and foremost, not just Hans Zimmer. So we'll see about that anyway when that comes out, as and when. It's supposed to be coming out, I think November time, because obviously it got delayed. We know all about that. I personally am fairly certain it's going to get delayed again. I don't see how they're going to release it and maximise profits by November. There's a lot of uncertainty right now, but I'm pretty sure they're going to delay that to next spring, and I am kind of happy with that in that I've made my peace with it. But James Bond is like my big thing, so it'd really be a shame to have to wait, but we'll see. Anyway, that's not the point of this video, a bit of an addendum there, so I just thought I'd throw that out there. I'll leave it there. I might do a review of the Dark Knight Rises soundtrack when I have a look at this, but for now, I'll just leave it there and say thank you very much for watching.